What's up, everyone? Soa the Hulk here, former UFC fighter, and to my right is that guy.
Whoa. Mate, I've been practicing all week to get it right, this whole mic buffer thing, whatever you say, and then you just announce me like that guy. Just like that.
Sorry.
Wow. Oh, now you're ignoring me as well. It's not going to work. There's two of us here.
Okay. Well, listen, he stitched me up. The podcast is called not just mining, but I just did a presentation at a mental health presentation.
It's very
and I was
good,
talking about UFC because I UFC was my favourite, and then all of a sudden I rock up to the podcast, and he's got a whole KFC stashed on this. I haven't eaten it for a while, and what do you think is going to happen?
Family feast.
So he's got me good. So I only had I had one piece of chicken, just one piece.
One chicken,
Yeah,
not
one
piece
chicken.
of chicken.
Yes,
One chicken.
yeah.
You put the pieces together, you got one chicken.
Yeah. So you got me good.
I actually felt bad, and I apologise for what it's worth, because I actually didn't realise that you haven't had that for a while, and I know that you don't mind KFC. You've mentioned it so many times, and we have KFC every couple of weeks. And look, I'm still pretty.
I can't have KFC. If
Skinny?
I eat that, it's non-stop. Anyway.
So if we have a break in between, guys, it's just because there's still about 15 pieces over there, and they're talking to you just like you said the other day. These pieces are talking to you just like that.
It was delicious though.
Now and again, you can treat yourself.
Oh man, but it's dangerous for me. It's dangerous for me.
You reckon?
Yeah.
You're a bit right. You
It's dangerous.
wear your weight pretty.
And that's why I don't eat it, because I put on weight. A lot of weight in KFC, so I tend to stay away from it.
Right.
And you've just put it there and dangle it in my face.
Noted for the future.
So,
Dangled in your face. I'll just put it on the table.
yeah, well, anyway. On with the show.
I'll get it away.
Welcome everyone to Not Just Mining podcast.
Third episode already.
Yeah.
How quick is a week gone?
I know.
It's just flown. It's absolutely flown. And you know what? Last week you started something. I think it's a great idea. And I've had a couple of LinkedIn posts.
My idea.
Your idea.
Yeah.
Soa's idea. They're all Soa's idea, even if they're not. Was the safety share at the beginning.
Yeah.
Right. So what we're thinking about maybe moving forward is we're going to start the show right off with a safety share, which will go for about 5 minutes. And it doesn't have to be mining, or it's just in life, general things that people to awareness, which could be played at a pre-start. I think it'd be great to play them at a pre-start, and in fact, people already have for the last week's one, and we got feedback about the you mentioned the truck with that left the tray up,
Yep.
And we've got feedback from there saying that people have checked the pre-start to see if that's on there,
Yeah.
and it sounds silly. You walk up to a truck and you think, oh yeah. It's pretty obvious if the tray is up.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get tunnel vision, or you're thinking about your family because you're away from site, you're walking towards your machine, whatever it is, and you don't even realise that the tub's up, and you drive off, and next thing you're going through power lines, or So really good point. So what have we got this week? Do we have a safety share?
We do. Marcus was just rambling on, and it should be the Marcus show instead of Soul the Hulk show.
He gets upset when he doesn't get a word.
I was trying to get a word in there.
About 10 seconds.
Marcus, you've got to stop jumping in there when I'm trying to have a conversation. I'm trying to talk to the people, mate.
Do you want me to leave? Oh, I'm not going to do that.
Please leave.
Yeah, okay, cool.
No, sit down, mate.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, guys, safety share today is there's a gentleman by the name of Chadwick Boseman. He was the Wakanda King. This guy, Black Panther, on the Marvel flick. He he's inspired a lot of people, a lot of Black American people, and just in
general, yeah.
In general, just on becoming an icon. Or I wouldn't say if it's an icon, but he's a legend. That's on what he's done within the film industry. And I've watched some of his interviews. He speaks very edgy. He's very educated when he speaks. But he passed away from cancer, from colon cancer.
Colon cancer.
Yeah, and
that's a silent killer, isn't it?
Yeah, and our safety share today is get checked. Go to see your doctor.
Colon checked.
Whether it's that, or whether it's you might have a cough, or you might have a freckle. I know you were laughing about this the other day, but
when you mentioned freckle and colon check, I try to keep a straight face because they go hand in hand.
Yeah,
sort of. To some people, sometimes I get a little bit immature. I know that, but there is, we can have a bit of humour, but there is a serious
absolutely. So make sure if you've got anything that and when it comes to mental health, a lot of guys don't talk about it.
No.
And
health in general. So.
Yeah, in health in general. So if I know my dad, if I say, Dad, you've got you keep coughing, and then he's like, and he goes, nah, I'll be right. But it could be something to do with, you know. So he needs to get, you know, I was pushing to get checked out, and that's what we're doing. We're getting everyone out there to make sure you go get checked.
Yeah.
Whether it's a freckle, whether it's a cough, whether it's a lump, whatever it is, go get checked.
Get it checked. A great safety share, because that goes to anyone. And we're talking about men's health, we're also talking about women's health. But I think women have that conversation a lot more with their friends, don't they?
And they can. They have a coffee.
Yeah.
Mate, they break a nail, they're going to get.
Yeah. We don't talk about what cars we drive and the.
Absolutely.
So.
But
great
you know,
safety share.
But you know, or to. I mean, there is suicide in women as well.
Of course,
when we talk about it. But and they can have that conversation easy where they sit down with their girlfriends and have that conversation, but men can't. And that's what we want to stamp out. Have that conversation. Are you okay day is this month.
Yes.
It should be Are you okay day every day.
Yes.
Where you're asking your friend Marcus, are you okay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes, I am. And how are you going?
Yeah. And eventually
Yes,
they're going to say, okay, well, no, I'm not okay. And then you can have that confidential conversation with that person.
And it shows that people do care about each other, you know. And how you going? Yeah, good. It's a term when you pass each other, but you need to actually.
If someone reaches out to you, have that conversation with you. Keep it in confidence.
Yes.
Unless because they trust you to have that conversation with them. So unless they talk about self-harming or thing, and that's when you escalate that. If you're on site, escalate it to your supervisors, or if anyone is struggling or talking about self-harm or anything like that. So stay with them, make sure they're okay.
100%.
Apart from that, don't send them back to their room because you don't know what they're thinking about when they're in the room. As well. So that's very, very important.
Yeah, and we have had a couple of feedback messages as well saying from my insights, and people have watched this podcast just in the last couple of weeks, which is all we've been going for, saying a great listen, and it's so good to hear people talk about this. So that sort of highlights that it doesn't get talked about at the site as well.
It does. Every mining company or every corporate, whether it's corporate or just has an EAP, so reach out to the EAP and services, because that's what they're there for. So.
100%, for sure. And very, very quickly on that, before we wrap up the safety share, something I'm very passionate about is if you're with a doctor and a doctor tells you, no, it's okay, don't be scared to get a second opinion from another doctor. I can't stress that enough, because I've actually got a friend who had melanoma, and one doctor said it was okay, and he had checked by another, and if it was been another week later, he wouldn't be with us anymore, and he believed that first doctor. So that's something that I just want to bring home. I think that's important. Don't be scared to do that.
Thanks for that, Marcus.
No worries.
Putting your 1 cent.
Well, that's, they don't do 1 cent coins anymore, just 5 cents. Is that right?
No, I've got a whole heap of 1 cent coins. But carrying on.
You've got lots of money. Yes.
Talking about mining. I've got a question for you. So we're talking about mining.
Okay.
But I've got a question for you. Obviously, you being in the mining industry, being a mine inspector. So, what is the worst kind of situation, or whether it's fatality, or have you've seen?
Yeah. With the Department of Mines, I was an investigator, mines inspector for a couple of years. Obviously, without going into exact incidents, confidentiality-wise, I don't want to go down that path. But something that one of my last fatal investigations, unfortunately, it's fortunate that things come out of it, learnings, and I very quickly want to talk about an EWP, elevated work platform. So these are on mine sites, they're construction sites. It doesn't have to be mine site. A lot of people use them. You've got the scissor lift, you've got the one with the arm, the cherry picker is what they're known. So unfortunately, there was an incident where a person was trapped between the EWP and an object. It's happened a few times, and unfortunately lost his life because of it. And the Australian standards for an EWP, and this is something that I hope everyone can take back and have a quicker look at their own EWPs on site. The Australian standards state two things that must comply with an EWP. One is that the joysticks or any control, when you let go, it automatically neutralises itself. Okay, so that means if I'm pushing forward with the dead man switch on, and I let go, it neutralises itself. That's one requirement. The other one is that it has a dead man switch. Now, a dead man switch is basically, as most people may know, and who's not familiar, is a second switch that's activated in order to make that control work. So you can't just get an EWP and push forward and it goes up. Well, you shouldn't have to. You shouldn't be able to. A dead man switch, quite often they'll have a foot pedal. So you've got to put your foot on the pedal, push forward, and then it'll work. One without the other doesn't work. Now, unfortunately, one of the incidents that we went to, it appeared, or that they had a dead man switch on top of the joystick. So they had, I've got a little bit of a baggage at the front, and
I can see.
yeah, thanks, mate. Yeah, you're hiding yours under the jacket. That's okay. So I've leant over the top of the EWP before, and if anyone does it, it shouldn't actually activate anything. What happened is the dead man switch was actually on top of the control. So as I've leant forward, let's use this pen for an example. As I've leant forward, I've pushed the dead man switch in, leant forward, bang, I've got 2 activations, right? The button's in and it pushes forward. And I'm leaning over, so I've got my back there. So pressure from the top will keep pushing it down. Now, if you've got a construction above you, if you've got underground, they call them the backs, which is the ceiling, the roof for people that aren't familiar with underground, and you're getting pushed underneath, you're just going to keep going up until you die, pretty much. And that's unfortunately has happened before. So
that's crazy.
It is crazy, but it's still complied with Australian standards, and that's the crazy bit. And
so do you think that what they need to do is change that and put the dead man switch in a different location where they can activate that, then the...
Yes. Okay. In fact, I'd even go one step further, so which a lot of credit to a lot of companies out there who have taken the SIR, which is a serious incident report that's coming out from the department after an incident, taken it into consideration, is they've put a guard over the top of the controls so that you can't physically lean over them and activate them, and you've got the foot one as well, so you're double protected. But speaking of SIRs, have you heard of an SIR?
Mate, SIR, I haven't.
Yeah, so it stands for Significant Incident Report.
Okay.
And they're brought out after any serious incident on a mine site. The Department of Mines, or DMIRS now, release. And it's very well... In fact, I reckon we should maybe every second week or so post one up here and then have a talk about it. Because it's great information. It's information that should basically... It should be communicated from management down. Yeah. You know, even from corporate down, all the way down to the people on the ground, so they know what's going on.
So they know what's going on.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't.
No, and a lot of people I can guarantee you, wherever you are now, if you go to your safety board, you'll see an SIR, because safety reps out there, and you're doing a bloody good job, safety reps, by the way. And if you're not one, you should think about being one. They'll stick them on the board, but does everyone read them? Yeah. No. You walk past the board and have a glance. So I reckon just have a quick chat.
So it needs to be pushed into pre-starts?
I reckon, yeah, a lot of that stuff, into pre-starts, and it depends on what the subject is, but certainly have that conversation and about what comes out of it. Yeah. What's your favourite saying?
I think it's very important, and knowledge is power.
Exactly.
So the more you know about it, the thing. So especially the safety aspect as well. So that's some very knowledgeable stuff that you brought up. Marcus, great work. Brought that up to 5 cents now.
Oh, 5 cents. I'm getting there.
Yeah, you're getting there.
I'll reach $1 before the end of the show.
But no, it's good. And a lot of this stuff that we do talk about in not just mining, it's not only just about mining, but the stuff that we do talk about in mining will hopefully helps people out there, that gives them something when it's like Marcus talking about, from the supervised level or higher, and bringing it down to the lower level guys that are obviously sitting in trucks and stuff, and girls and that as well. So
exactly,
they can help them. Hey, going on a different subject, same thing, but have you heard of those girls that are actually on the TikTok?
TikTok, yeah.
And it's gone viral, and they're actually doing TikToks in mine sites.
Like little dances and stuff.
Little dances.
Well, I did one last week. I wonder if that would go to TikTok.
We should do one together.
And would you sing it, or would you just
sing it?
You'd sing it.
I would sing it.
There you go. It's beautiful. Yeah.
My voice,
I didn't want to make something, but
it was the weather. It was the weather, and
it's cold outside.
So
that's beautiful.
The weather. Yeah. Normally I'm a singer, but
no. Yeah.
But yeah, the hashtag.
It's
hashtag. What is the hashtag? They've got a hashtag that that the girls use.
Mining girls.
Mining girls, or mine. Yeah. I don't know.
We both got it wrong. We got someone using going like this on the other side, and Anyway, look it up. Fifo Girls, isn't it?
Fifo Girls.
Fifo Girls.
There we go.
Yeah.
We should read. There should be pictures on this, because
pictures are easier, especially
because then you can kind of look at it.
I'm German and
I can't read. But anyway. Yeah. So good work, girls. If you're out there in the mining sector, make sure you hashtag Fifo Girls. If you're a guy, just hashtag it anyway. And because we're something
Support
good that you're
something.
supporting.
Yeah.
Hopefully something good out of this where they can direct it for some charity stuff.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
I've seen a lot of football players do that as well. They were doing
When they're locked up.
When they're locked up and they're doing the TikToks.
Ooh, speaking about football players, it's been announced.
Has it?
It has been announced that the AFL Grand Final will be held in Queensland.
Oh, you're joking.
WA. I'm happy with that. I'm sorry, I'm happy with that.
Dun, dun.
No, I don't mind. I don't mind. And then they're already being accused of, how are they going to sneak the AFL CEO and all the rest of it on site? And how can they? You know what?
At least that takes the pressure off Mark McGowan.
It does
Because there was a little bit of a bad press that
There was.
they were going to bring him in. He'll be separated from everyone else. He can watch it, and then they'll put it on a plane.
Yeah.
A lot of people were saying, "Well, hang on a minute. You just battled with Clyde Palmer, and then and for him not to come in, what goes for one person goes for the other person."
Exactly.
So, and I don't think, I think them having it in Queensland is, I don't know what the situation is in Queensland, but there's no,
I think they've already set the hub up for all the teams over there. They've got quite a few teams there. I think both of our teams are over there now, and the Eagles had a win, which is great. But and
I think the Eagles are going to take the finals and win it. But it would have been great if they were playing it in Perth.
Speaking of Eagles again, we just keep leading on from this. But you've got a mate who we might be able to get on soon.
Nick Nack Nui,
Hey?
Big Nick, the flying Fijian.
Was it after last week's show or something? You're on the phone and someone might have mentioned that you wouldn't mind coming on the show.
Mate, I will get him on the show.
Yeah.
You
heard it.
That is
We're going to hold him to it.
Nick, if you're watching this, man, brother, we need to get you on the show because, mate,
Is he over there at the moment?
We'd have to get him a little chair because he's quite tall.
Yeah.
He's over at the moment, and he's playing awesome.
He's playing really good. He's mate, from the middle out, he's amazing.
He just knows where to tap the ball.
He does. Yeah,
works well with the other players. I mean, he's been in the game for a while, but he's also has been tarnished with a lot of he's been happy with a lot of injuries as well.
He does. Knee
injuries and stuff, but mate, he's playing
worth the wait. Yeah, I agree. And even the Dockers, if you watch the Dockers play, they've got such a great young team moving in there now.
I went to a football game. A local football game. It was the Perth. It was the Waffle.
Oh yes,
It was Perth playing Subiaco.
Yeah, okay. How'd you go?
Perth unfortunately lost. I got a scarf from the supporting Perth, but they lost. But it was a good game.
It's the atmosphere, though, wasn't it?
It was still good atmosphere. Yeah. The great thing about it is, even though they were in quarter time, you could go out onto the field, and you can listen to the coaches interact with their players.
Yeah,
and he goes, "Guys, when
you
one of
don't
the
get
coaches
that when
like, guys, come on, I can't coach you if you got no ball, if you haven't got the ball."
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, no dramas.
Yeah. No, I love watching it. You get amongst it, and you get caught up in the ball.
It was awesome. So COVID, obviously, that's kind of hurting the economy a little bit. Obviously, Perth is still okay, and it's great that we get to still operate in Perth, and we get to go to restaurants, cafes are open, pubs are open, so we get to still go out for our meals and stuff.
It is. We're very lucky. It was officially announced last week that Australia is officially in a recession again. After 30 years, it's been 2 quarters that I don't want to get into financial side of things, but our last 2 quarters we've gone backwards. I think that was to be expected, but geez, we can I think hold our head up high, not just in WA, Australia as a whole. Victoria's numbers are going down.
Yep.
People love to when somebody gets. And I'm not a big fan of the Premier over there for some of the things he may have done, but imagine the pressure he's under. We can sit back and go, oh, this and that. Yeah, I get it. They're in a position for a reason, but. Yeah. We're dealing with something that the world hasn't dealt with before, and you look at the rest of the countries. I'm not sure about Trump. I think he's learned his marbles to say that his country is the only one that per capita has had the least amount of people dying, and he's very proud of them. They've got thousands a day dying from this. So I know you're a Trump fan, so I didn't mean to upset that.
Mate, I'm not a fan of anyone, but I do believe in doing the right things for the people, and making sure that the people are safe. And that, but I think Mark McGowan's done a great job in WA. I think 100%. Hopefully the rest of Australia can once if everyone locks down around Australia, and I know that they're only allowed a certain amount of people into Australia at one time. So coming in over the borders.
That's right.
Australia.
And you have to have certain reason to.
Yeah. And that's
So
it.
but anyway, we talk about COVID every week, don't we? It's
Mate, going on to a funnier subject, there was something what I read in the paper that a guy broke into, I don't know if you've heard it, into Kim Beazley's house.
Oh, Kim Beazley.
Good old Kim Beazley in Perth, and fell asleep with his pajamas on in his bed.
Hang on. So that was too much information in one sentence.
Yeah.
So somebody broke into Kim Beazley's house.
Yeah.
Then somehow put his pajamas on. Kim Beazley's pajamas on, and then fell asleep.
What kind of pajamas would Kim Beazley have?
Mate, I could picture him. I don't know. I could picture him in one of those, those big long nighties that some people wear, like just a really, really big oversized
with
shirt.
Carol Basket on the front of it. Carol Basket.
A big cat.
Big cat.
Imagine Kim walking around in that. I can.
You brought that up anyway, Kim. If you're watching this, Kim, it's
Kim has done a lot for WA.
I reckon Kim's
so
got some pretty cool PJs that he wears around. But fancy
that would be one of them.
Fancy putting on his PJs, falling asleep in. You have to be.
Do you
drunk.
think he was?
It would have to be drunk.
Do you think? Oh, how do I say this? Do you think the pajamas would have fit the guy that broke in?
I don't know. What are you saying about Kim Beazley?
Look, I'm not a skinny guy. I'm not a small guy. And what I'm saying is, are there any photos?
I don't know.
Oh, it would have been funny to see.
Yeah.
So who found him in bed? Kim.
I don't know. He was
That'd be awkward, wouldn't it? Can you imagine that?
And he fell asleep. Unless he's drunk. That'd be just funny.
It would be funny. Yeah. Well, there you go.
How's everything anyway going for you, Marcus? Just in business wise, life wise, and I know you got deep pockets and a lot of money, but
you keep going on about that.
Yeah, but your life in general is everything. Has COVID hampered your business?
Look, I've got a couple of businesses. One being a
couple of businesses.
Well, okay.
Ching ching. Ching ching.
No, well, I guess what I'm trying to say is we do auditing and investigation and consultancy work, and the other one we do fire protection and rigging and.
So the auditing work
that just got cut off one day, like by all the sites. So we had monthly site visits where we do HIF audits, which are readily available on DMRS, which are very good 2-day audits you can do on yourselves. Yeah. It's about 40 of them. We did them across different sites, but that's not an essential. So, and I don't want people to go to site if you didn't need to. So as soon as COVID hit, in our office we received the phone calls to say, look, we can't do this. And then they're slowly picking up now. In fact, we've got people out there now, which is great. Fire on the other side. We were lucky that we're in the fire protection industry because that is essential work and it's a statutory requirement for the mine site. So we've actually had to put a couple more people on over the last 3 months. But we've got a gym next door. Really felt for them. They had to close up for a while. So it's affected different people. And look, I'm very grateful. Every day, you know me, I wake up and I'm grateful for everything. I've got a red tube rock in my pocket, which reminds me. Is that
a stone?
It is, huh?
And I see that you've got a lot of stones on your. You obviously believe in that stuff, yeah?
No, look, no. This here, and all the guys and girls that work with us as well, I give them a red rock. So when I empty my pockets at the end of the night,
sounds like something that you might have stole from Tropicana.
yes, it does. It looks like it's from the. They have a coral sea out there, don't they? Bit of coral from Tropicana. Yeah. The GSDU might want to look into that.
I think Tropicana.
You'll find it's actually from Broome. It is from Broome. Anyway, that's
stolen.
If you find gold in that, mate, I'll eat my hat.
It does have a T on it.
Because all their rocks have T's on it.
Yeah. Interesting. Anyway, that's got nothing to do with me. So whatever he's done has nothing to do with me.
Just like that.
All of a sudden, it's going to be welcome to the Soul of the Hulk show, and there's no that guy because
you could video stream me in from prison, couldn't you?
From prison, yeah.
Yeah, I've heard about these little.
Yeah.
Anyway, let me quickly finish this because this is important. This reminds me every day when I empty my pockets with my phone and wallet and everything else, and this comes out of my pocket, it reminds me to stop, even if it's just 10, 20 seconds, and be grateful for healthy children, for a healthy wife, for everything that has come my way. So, you know me, I'm not a religious person, but I believe in the universe, and I believe that if you're grateful and you do the right thing, things will come back to you.
So that's a good thing you brought up there, Marcus, because I think a lot of people forget that. Forget that the moment that they're in and at this present time with what's going on in the world, that they're just so it's like a movie that's just going fast forward. You've just pressed fast forward on it, just moving fast forward instead of them just stopping.
Yes, yeah.
And being grateful for what you have.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and that's two things I've done since I've been in business is my 2 G's are be grateful and don't be greedy. Very easy to be greedy. Very easy to say, I want more sites. I want to do this. I want to do that. And before you know it, you're not going to be able to have the resources to provide that service, and you're going to go back to square one. So,
how was the training session? I know we went to Southern CrossFit, and Paul Marcus here got a workout in.
I did, yeah. I did. I got one workout in. There was another one that you texted me about, and I would have loved to have gone. I was busy sleeping.
Yeah,
I had sleeping, and you haven't let me down. And now I've returned your favour of bringing KFC in for you. So
the KFC in.
Back to square one. But I went to the gym with the big fella here, and we're lifting some big weights and squatting some big weights. And now I'm walking around like I've got something
between his legs. But in saying that, and people don't know how important the physical fitness aspect is to mental health. There's a direct link from physical fitness and mental health.
100%.
And when you do it, you feel great. When you did it the other day, you felt great afterwards.
Yeah.
And it increases brain serotonin, increases level of endorphins when you do exercise. So people out there, exercise and get out there and whether you start small, hop on the treadmill, walk for 500 meters, right?
Yeah.
Or do something that's enjoyable. Take your kids out in the park, get them off that Nintendo machine, get them down in the park, play some cricket, whatever it is, because then it gets them exercising yourself, and then or make a plan, put a plan together. A lot of people are so into this work, but they don't look after their health, and the health is very important. If you don't look after your health, then you wouldn't be around for your kids. So very important that you do exercise. That's why I push you to exercise as well.
No, and I will. I'll get on board. I like that 8 week plan. Can we make it 16 weeks so I can do like half the plan in a week?
No.
Okay.
You got to stop drinking beer as well. Just for then, and then you can kind of use it as a cheat meal.
Yeah, I do, don't know. But you know what? No, I can't. I won't. I enjoy a beer. I don't.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah. What's your favourite music, Marcus? Because I just want people out there to know.
My favourite music. I'm into a bit of I like the Hilltop Hoods.
Hilltop Hoods?
Yeah, I like that kind of music, along those lines, sort of the Aussie bands and
Okay.
What about you, mate? Reggae or?
Mate, I don't mind a bit of reggae. I used to be in a band called Raging Rebels. And,
Raging Rebels? What sort of music was that?
So there was a lot of reggae, a lot of different things. It could be, a lot of different music, old-time rock and roll, and we used to play that, and, could I have this dance for the rest of my... And just, different music, yeah.
Were you a singer?
I was singing.
You were? Okay.
Yeah. But that was good back in the days.
Yeah.
I used to play the drums as well.
Did you?
We need to get that on our podcast that as well. In saying that, we do have we did announce on the last show that we're going to do a What's in the Box. That's coming up soon. So we put Marcus through it, and then we're going to do...
What worries me, which you don't know, sorry to interrupt, but just off before this, so I mentioned that what he's putting in the box for me is currently at quarantine with customs, so because he's ordered it from overseas. So whether it's alive, I don't know whether it's alive, whether it's dead, whether it's a reptile, whether it's my fingers, whether it's in a cage. Oh, yeah. Carol
it's in a cage. So
is it Carol?
They will have to take it to the zoo first.
No, it's definitely Carol.
Just to say Carol Baskett's in the cage. Wow.
Yeah. Well, you said we'll go to the zoo first.
Can
makes
you
sense.
Understand that Carol Baskett, if she finds this thing you were talking about her, she knows she could really put you under fire.
Under fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're not letting people in overseas, are we?
Yeah.
Mark, help me out here, brother. Don't let her in.
Yeah. No, but on a serious note, hey, it was great to have Dan here last week.
It was. Yeah.
And we got some really good feedback from Dan being on the show.
Yep.
Talking about saving the guy's life and really anything. And his take to it at the end of it was, get your first aid. So everyone out there, make sure that you do your first aid, because you keep getting to that position where you don't know what's going on.
Exactly, it just hits you.
It hits you, and then it's just like, oh geez, I don't know what to do.
Yeah,
and then you could have saved that person's life.
That's right. And how would you feel about that? Yeah, no, that was a good show last week, and it's been. Yeah, so mate, that was another good show.
It was, and it was good. It was an informative show where people learnt something. Well, I certainly learned something. I didn't know what was it called. SIR.
SIR. Yeah, significant incident report.
Yeah, so I never knew what that was.
Yeah.
I know the KFC, but that's it. But
you
learn something. Knowledge is power. And 100%. Thanks, Marcus, for.
Before I go, I want to give you a present, mate.
Thank you.
That's a gratitude rock.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, awesome.
make sure you keep it on you.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome, man.
Cool.
I mean, and get yourself on because they are worth them.
Yeah.
Worth doing that. And very quickly before we go, we're going to have an email that you can send what you want to see on site. It's yoursay at notjustmining.com.au. So hopefully it'll be down the bottom here somewhere. And if you think we're talking too much crap on one thing, or we should talk more about something else, or you want to hear anything,
or more just of me and less of Marcus.
High possibility, or vice versa.
Yeah, or just want me to have the show. It's up to you. I'm not even joking. People might want that.
They might. Yeah, they probably do.
Yeah.
Who's that weirdo with the cap?
Yeah. But send in something.
Yeah.
Talk to us. If not, we'll see you on the next show.
Yeah, and the next show we're gonna have some giveaways too.
Yeah, every week podcast on Not Just Mining.
Not Just Mining. Thanks, guys.
See you guys.
Take care.
Have a good one.
Peace out.